top 10 most deadliest and powerful weapons in the world. Mass destructive weapons have just recently been developed, despite the fact that warfare has long been a major force behind scientific innovation. While there is no justification for supporting war, several of the following weapons are undeniably effective. 10 of the most potent and hazardous weapons ever made by humans are listed here. You won't be shocked to learn that all of these weapons were made in our time, despite the fact that some of them have ancient pedigree. 1. Tsar Bomba. In every aspect, the Tsar Bomba is a weapon of mass destruction. The Soviet Union's reaction to the United States nuclear program was the weapon. The bomb was enormous and designed to wipe out everything. It was sufficient that there was only ever one that exploded. The Tsar Bomba remains the most explosive device that humanity have ever detonated. Of course, the most potent nuclear bomb ever dropped caused a massive mushroom cloud. The mushroom cloud is thought to have risen as far as 40 miles into the sky, or almost 7 times higher than Mount Everest. At this level, the cloud broke through the mesosphere and the stratosphere. MIRV. Carrying several warheads, the Several Independently Targetable Reentry Vehicle, MIRV, is a ballistic missile payload. Every warhead has multiple targets that it can be aimed at. In the past, a single missile could only carry one nuclear bomb, and a single warhead could only target one nuclear weapon. The next breakthrough was the Multiple Reentry Vehicle, MRV missile. It could fire a shotgun-like explosion by dispersing many warheads that were not individually directed. The MIRV fixed that problem, allowing all warheads to be targeted. Three, Intercontinental Ballistic Missile, ICBM. An example of a ballistic missile that may be guided to its target is the ICBM. Its primary function was to transport nuclear weapons, and it can travel a minimum of 300-400 kilometers. A wide range of platforms, including aeroplanes, submarines, missile silos, and automobiles, are capable of launching ICBMs. Because they allowed the country the flexibility to retaliate and eliminate the enemy, they became an essential part of the MAD theory. It effectively guaranteed a counterattack against the enemy. As technology developed, the MRV made it possible for an ICBM to launch multiple nuclear warheads simultaneously. 4. The Russians developed the aviation thermobaric bomb of increased power, which is often referred to as the father of all bombs. It underwent successful testing prior to being made public in 2007. The FOAB is reportedly 4 times less potent than the biggest non-nuclear bomb the US military has ever deployed. Because of its pressure wave and blast, it has an effect akin to a tiny nuclear weapon, albeit smaller. A supersonic shock wave and extremely high temperatures are produced when the bomb explodes in midair. The explosion waves produced by thermobaric weapons are hotter and longer lasting than those produced by conventional explosives. They therefore cause more damage over a larger area than conventional weapons of same mass. They are more difficult to regulate since they produce more energy than normal. Five, Chimera, virus. The term chimera in ancient mythology refers to a beast fashioned from pieces of other animals, like a griffin or hippogriff, and this virus is exactly what it is. A chimera virus is a virus made up of the DNA of 2 or more distinct viruses. In order to make chimeras, the Soviet Union experimented with them in the 1980s by introducing genetic material from another virus into smallpox or other viruses. This process ensures that the new virus maintains the severity and microscopic look of smallpox while spreading an entirely distinct infection. This genetic engineering breakthrough increases the lethality of viral agents by allowing them to evade current treatments and vaccinations. Six, American Nimitz-class aircraft carrier. The largest warships in the world are the aircraft carriers of the Nimitz class, standing more than 1,000 feet tall. They are the priciest, each costing roughly $4.5 billion. Up to 90 aircraft may fit inside the 100,000-ton carriers, which are equipped with anti-aircraft weapons and missiles. They are expected to remain employed for 50 years. The U.S. is now building the Gerald R. Ford-class replacement, which will be significantly larger and cost over $12 billion. The 4 propeller shafts of the carriers are powered by 2 nuclear reactors, which enables them to reach a top speed of more than 30 knots, as opposed to the gas turbines or diesel-electric systems that are normally employed on modern warships. Seven, Schwerer. Gustav was capable of firing a 7-ton shell from 47-kilometer distant. Assembled, the Schwerer Gustav weighed close to 1,350 tons. The Germans built this piece of artillery in preparation for the Battle of France. The largest gun of World War II was unprepared when the fighting began. The Wehrmacht's blitzkrieg assault of Belgium swiftly outflanked and isolated the static defenses of the Maginot Line, forcing them to surrender without suffering any significant fatalities and eliminating the need to destroy the fortifications. Both in terms of total weight and the weight of the shells it was capable of firing, it was the biggest mobile artillery armament ever made. It was also the biggest artillery piece ever employed in combat. Eight, flamethrower. Also known as an incendiary weapon, a flamethrower is made especially to shoot fire in a long, controlled stream. Flamethrowers were first used by the Greeks in the 1st century AD. The Germans used contemporary flamethrowers in the First World War, and more often in the Second World War. Flamethrowers were primarily used by the military to attack defensive constructions, such as bunkers and fortifications. In the civilian world, flamethrowers are more commonly utilized for agricultural tasks like clearing fields. Flamethrowers are available in a range of sizes and forms. Portable models usually include 2 components, an output tube and a fuel bag, although they can also be conveniently placed to a vehicle. 9 DSR-50. The powerful Dart 5th Cal BMG round can be fired by the bolt-action sniper rifle known as the DSR-50. It was constructed on the DSR-1, a sniper rifle designed primarily for police sharpshooters. The DSR-50 features an integrated muzzle brake to lessen apparent muzzle blast and an integrated hydraulic recoil damping system in the buttstock. The details of what occurs when you shot a human are left up to your imagination, as this weapon was made to penetrate lightly armored military vehicles. RPG, rocket-propelled grenade. This weapon can be used to shoulder-fire anti-tank rockets. Modeled after the Panzerfaust of Nazi Germany, it became a dreaded anti-tank weapon. An inexpensive rocket-propelled grenade with minimal expertise may destroy a multi-million-dollar tank. During the Vietnam War, it was widely employed by the People's Army and the Viet Cong against the Americans. The Mujahideen came across them during the Soviet Army's invasion of Afghanistan, and they rapidly became proficient in using it against tanks and other armored vehicles. The RPG was developed by the U.S. Army in the mid-1950s and was referred to as the LAW, or lightweight anti-tank weapon. Since their inception, RPGs have posed a hazard to tanks and armored vehicles.